Hey there, viewers, it's Charlie. I'm back again with another Transformers review. And today's review is going to be on Energon Snowcat. And yep, this is supposed to be an homage to the G.I. Joe vehicle of the same name. And well, that's just awesome, having a G.I. Joe vehicle as a Transformer. And that idea would eventually be revisited in the Air Force mobile game. Because in that game, we've got Hound as a Vamp, Jetfire was a Sky Striker, Skywarp transformed into a Night Raven, and Soundwave was a Hiss Tank. So the idea of Transformers having G.I. Joe and Cobra vehicles as alternate modes that was not forgotten about. But even though this is a G.I. Joe vehicle, in Energon, Snowcat is actually a Decepticon. Don't believe me? Here! Yes, I do have the packaging. This is a figure that I opened myself. And for all you mint and sealed box collectors, I don't care that I opened a sealed figure, okay? It wasn't too expensive, okay? But this shows that Snowcat here was a Decepticon. And here we have a picture of Snowcat, if I can show him without the light shining on him. Shows the... advertises the... little focus. The card in the comic book, which I'll show after I show the box. The back, which shows the figure. I'm just going to show this sideways, sorry. And here we have an ad for some more figures. Here we have Ronimus, Prowl, and Landmine, all of which I've already reviewed, and his skill level is 3. And here it tells you about the Energon series, well, it tells you about the Sparkov combination that the Autobots have. Even though this is a Decepticon, here it shows the hyper modes. So we've got some skis that fold down. So that's pretty cool. Next, here we have Snowcat's card, which gives you a better look at the artwork. And that's pretty cool. And taking the card around, we can see that his strength is 8, intelligence and speed are both 6, endurance and rank are both 5, courage is 6, fire blast is 7, and skill is 7. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the card. It's just a standard card, not much to say, so let's get on to the actual figure. So yeah, as I said, this is supposed to be an homage to the original Snowcat vehicle from the G.I. Joe toy line, only without the driver, Frostbite. Now, I don't collect G.I. Joe toys at this time, so I don't have the original Snowcat for a comparison. But there's probably pictures online that compare this toy with the original Snowcat. But one difference right off the bat is it's missing the little Snowcat emblem on the side of the vehicle. Because on the original vehicle, there was like a little emblem with a white cat face, similar to Tigatron's. And it's missing on this figure. I think the half-track design's also a bit different, because here it's like the tread design's a bit different as well. Although, I'm probably misremembering, so... Having a look at the back, there's no There's no bit to stand little figures like the original Snowcat. Here we have a Decepticon insignia. Yeah, I do not know why this guy's a Decepticon, even though the original was a G.I. Joe vehicle. If this was if they made a Decepticon from a Cobra vehicle, then I'd understand. Or if they made it an Autobot. But the front, which, in a rather cool homage to the original vehicle, not only has some interior design, it has a working windshield wiper. And as you can see, it looks like it's already wiped some of the, I guess, snow away. If you can see that, so that's pretty cool. Right there in the middle is the spark crystal port, and that's pretty much it for the vehicle mode. There's no kibble underneath, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, before I get onto the robot mode, as shown on the packaging, this guy does have a hyper mode, so let's get on with that. And for the hyper modes, well, before I go on to that, here's a complaint. You see, it doesn't really hold up that well if you keep it up like that. But for the hyper mode, take these bits and fold them like so. Take these little, I don't know what these are called, but take these sections and spin them around. Try and, there we go. And finally, take these missile launchers and bring them out. I guess if you want to have them like halfway, then go ahead, or if you want to have them all the way up, then go ahead. I'm gonna have them like this. But here we have the hyper mode. And right there you can see his head. So this wasn't really thought through that well, unfortunately. But the missiles do fire. I'm looking at the missiles. If this will focus. There we go. The missiles look pretty cool. Now if I get all of this back into its standard vehicle mode. There we go. Let's finally get this guy into his actual robot modes. So to do this, take this entire section of the vehicle and just move that like so. Take these and move these to the underneath of the vehicle again, just like with the hyper modes. Turn the entire vehicle around at the waist and split the legs. Move these sections out and just move that down and out the way for now. Oh, I forgot to mention, here's a mini-con port. It's just a little peg and that's it. Both the arms, move them out. The arms are just on, the hands are just on a little slider joint, so just get those out like so. Get the arms around like so. And with the head, move that up. And move this entire section down. And well, Here we have Snowcat in robot mode. And yeah, it's a pretty simple transformation. Oh, just send to him. There we go. And we're having a 360. We do have a bit of... Oh, that was my fault. I accidentally knocked him over. We do have a bit of like kibble here with the missile launchers. But aside from that, it's pretty standard. I don't know why my phone keeps doing that. I think my camera stand's a bit wobbly. But looking at the head, we can see that the head is actually pretty standard looking. Well, sorry, I got confused between the... I don't know what I'm even saying now. The head is actually pretty cool looking. It's not standard. I'm getting my words mixed up. But the head is actually really cool. I mean, I don't even know what to make of it, but it looks really cool. And if my phone will stop, like... And if the camera will stop jerking around, I don't know why it's doing that. Let's have a look at the hyper mode. And the hyper mode is pretty simple. Pretty much move these down. Move these down. And these form skis. Take this entire section. And these are pretty much shoulder launchers. And here we have the hyper modes. Yes, it's a robot with skis. That is just hilarious. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about this, aside from the fact that these are actually pretty loose, so that's actually really annoying. Now, for this guy's articulation, head can move side to side a little bit. Arms can move. Of course, he can T-pose, like so. He has got elbows. Elbows can rotate. He does have weight. If I can even speak, he does have waist rotation, which is amazing. Legs can go forward. They can go back. If you move the skis out of the way, then he does have knees, and he can even break his knees. And he can sort of do the splits. And that's pretty much it for the articulation. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for this figure. Complaints? Well, I do have quite a few of them. One, in vehicle mode, it doesn't really hold that well. Because remember, in vehicle mode, it was like this. So we have the cab section here, and this section's supposed to be the back section. It just kept drooping, if you remember. If you held it up, the back section just kept drooping. Another complaint I have was that in the hyper mode, you can see the robot heads. So that sucked, pretty much. Another complaint is, in robot mode, these skis are pretty loose. So they can flop down if you're not careful. And my last complaint, although this one's just a nitpick, why did they turn a G.I. Joe Snowcat into a Decepticon? Keep in mind, G.I. Joe's supposed to be heroic. The Decepticons are evil. So, why did they make a G.I. Joe vehicle into a Decepticon? Either they should have made this guy an Autobot, or they should have just made a Cobra vehicle into a Decepticon, like I don't know, make a Hiss Tank Decepticon for Energon. But that's just me. That's just wishful thinking. Because as I said, the G.I. Joe Transformer crossover idea would not be forgotten. Because it was in the Force mobile game, and there was an entire crossover comic where I think Cobra found Transformers that were offline in the Pilot G1's Transformers series and turned them into Cobra vehicles. So the idea of Transformers having G.I. Joe and Cobra alternate modes was not forgotten. But this isn't really a good example of one, in my opinion. Yeah, so do I recommend this guy? Only if you really want him. This is a flawed figure, in my opinion, and while the idea is cool, it's rather flawed. So I'd say only get this guy if you really want him. So yeah, this has been my review on Snowcat, and this is Charlie Young, signing off.